Africa, a very, very, very warm welcome to you. Happy Hump Day. This is Afternoon Express. My name is Jeannie D.
Absolutely. Happy Hump Day. My name is Balisa Tembe, and we have got such an incredible show lined up for you today.
No, well, this week can definitely be stressful. It's imperative that while we look at the brighter side of things in life, in order to make it through, today we are bringing you some of the country's brightest stars when it comes to entertainment. So to ease the midweek stress, we meet budding actress Nozi Langa, who is most known for her role as Glenda in the SABC One Youth series Skeem Saam.
Absolutely. We also meet author and financial advisor Sylvia Walker to chat about understanding our financial behavior and building a solid long-term wealth. We would love to connect with you online by telling us how your relationship with money is. Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express or comment on our Facebook page.
My relationship with money? It's complicated.
Yeah.
Now, our first bright star goes by the name DJ Speedster, and he has scooped up the award for DJ of the Year at the South African Hip Hop Awards twice in a row. Hailing all the way from the Vaal, the talented beatmaker has produced hits like Mayo and Combos Communicating, to mention just a few. And he also made a big name for himself as a radio and TV host on popular shows such as Metro FM's Absolute Hip Hop and SABC One's top music show, Live Amp. Speedster's latest hit banger features formidable musicians such as Deleuze and Una Rams. Have a look at this.
And you always gonna be with me like the tattoos on my flesh. You know I don't need no stress. When you lonely, send a text. Trust me, I would puff you, girl, but I know I don't need no stress.
I ain't coming for revenge like Kill Bill. Revenge sneakers on like Lil Will. Said attention corporation, 150 mil. Said we the nation that you're facing, better pay your bill. I got the seats down in the V-class. Cops trying to pull us over cause they need cash. Said all these Instagram
I mean, let's up that. He's actually won DJ of the Year 3 times.
Yeah, but it's okay. What a nature. Thank you so much.
If you have any questions for DJ Speedster, please connect with us online using the hashtag Afternoon Express. Welcome to the show.
Thank
I like
you.
the way
Thank
your
you so much.
combos are communicating.
Thank you. I try my best. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I watch the show all the time, by the way. So
Do you really?
It's cool
What's
to
your
be here,
favorite
yeah.
part?
The cooking part. The cooking part's my favorite part.
Oh, yeah? Oh, well, that's great.
See, I
we
do
all
watch.
really, yeah. We all very, very good cooks on the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
we like stirring things.
Okay. I feel like there's an inside joke there, but okay.
No.
Okay.
We are actually terrible cooks, but we learn a lot on the show, so
Nice.
that's the thing. But we want to know so much about you because it's your first time on the show.
Yeah.
And I mean, congratulations on all
Thank
of your
you.
accolades. They're
Thank you so
definitely
much.
well deserved. I believe that you got your name DJ Speedster because you were literally the fastest kid on the block.
Yeah,
when
I
you
used
were
to be an
growing up.
athlete. Yeah. I used to be a 100-meter long jump relay.
Yeah.
I was the guy who finished the relay back in primary school and high school. So
Incredible.
I was always known as Speedy. That was my nickname
Yeah.
back at home. I'm from a town called Vanderbijl Park
Yeah.
in the Vaal. So and one of my friends used to call me Speedster. So that's where the name Speedster comes from. Yeah.
You've got like really long legs.
Yeah. And I
I'm
got big
so
feet. I'm
jelly.
a UK 11. You know
Sure.
what they say, right? Okay, that's not for TV.
Big shoes.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you still run? I mean, are you still very athletic?
I'm still very athletic. I'm still very much into sports. I skate. I skateboard. I play soccer. That's the most running I do. But it involves me running fast. That's why I like soccer. I don't like jogging.
So where did your love for music come from? I know that's an obvious question because music is literally the best thing in the world.
From home. I have one of those parents who he wants to have the best sound system, and he wants to call all his friends over to come for a Brian Sunday so he can show off his new sound system
I love that.
and play all his favorite songs or whatever, So it obviously stems from there because whenever you get into the car, you're listening to music or you're forced to listen to music.
Yeah.
And then growing up, my brother was also into music. He became a DJ as well after my dad being a DJ back in his days in varsity. So
Amazing.
it was just a thing. And when you're young, you just want to do whatever your brother's doing. So it happened to be that him and his friends were throwing a party, and the one DJ was late. So he was like, hey, go play some tunes, dude. So I went and I played some music, and the party was really, really busy, and I wasn't playing too well, So I felt kind of embarrassed. So it happened again, and after the after the third time, I was like, hey, let me learn, you know?
Yeah.
Let me do this properly. So that's how my DJ career started, yeah.
I heard that when you first started your DJ career, a lot of people didn't take you seriously because they just thought that you were a pretty boy. And I didn't believe that at first. And now looking at you, I'm going, oh, but he is so pretty.
But it wasn't even about that. I've never thought like I'm a pretty person. Like I'm not like that. It was always because I was a very like disruptive and very like naughty kid in school.
Yeah.
So I was one of those where you were like, you're not going to make anything of your life, you know. And I always knew what I wanted to do. So a lot of people didn't take me seriously. Also, a lot of the time because I didn't take myself seriously.
Yeah.
You know, you get what you give. So
did you have a breakthrough in your life where you had to learn to take yourself seriously? Like now, I want to take you seriously, but are you going to answer a call any moment with your partner?
Oh no, this is just for swag. Sorry, I actually forgot I had them on, so I'm so sorry about that.
I was just thinking, is he on the line with somebody
sorry,
else?
I totally forgot. I'm so sorry.
I'm teasing. But was there a pivotal moment in your life when you had to learn to take yourself seriously?
Yeah, I never had confidence in myself, believe it or not, you know. I have serious anxiety problems. I'm super anxious, you know. I can't sit still, you know. We got to do something, and I was always like that as a kid. To give you an example, when I was in grade 1, I was enrolled in a private school.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it because most of my friends were at the public school down the road. And during break time, I left by myself. I went to the other school. I enrolled myself into the other school. And the principal called and said, hey, your child is here. Said he wants to be in this school. They came and I did my primary school there just to give you a kind of idea of what kind of a person I am, you know. But I never believed in myself.
Do you now? Do you believe in yourself now?
100%. 100%.
That's so good. Because it's hard to imagine someone like you wouldn't believe in yourself.
Yeah, but it comes with growing up. It comes with growing up. It comes with a lot of insecurities growing up, you know, a lot of why didn't this happen, you know. So growing up now, whatever I do is obviously up to me.
Is that why you go back now to lots of other schools to try and like motivate and mentor young kids?
100%, especially for the kids that are good in sports. I was one of those kids who was good in sport, but because I thought I was too cool, so I was chilling with the cool guys and I was no longer practicing and whatever, you know. But looking back, I wish I didn't do that because I didn't know how far that would take me. So I go into the schools now and I always tell the kids, like, believe in yourself, you know, believe in yourself from now. Take part in the activities at school, have fun at school, you know. Don't see school as a burden.
If you were at school and someone like you came to speak to you, would it have changed anything in your life?
100%, yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
I love your show that you do with Luke Love, and she's so amazing. We love her so much.
Yeah.
So that must be so much fun.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Are you godfather to the kids?
I'm an uncle. I'm a distant uncle, but I love them.
That's very sweet.
Yeah, that was really cool because I've been doing radio for years, you know. I mean, when I started DJing, I looked up to guys like Fresh. I still do.
I love
And
Fresh.
the reason I liked Fresh's career is because he wasn't just a DJ. He was a DJ. He had hit singles in the clubs. He was playing in the clubs. He was on the radio. He was on the TV, you know. So I always said that when I make it, I want to do it full circle.
Yeah.
So that's why I learned each and everything. So did
we
radio for
are
years.
totally backing you,
Yeah,
and
I
we are
could talk for
watching
days,
you.
so,
No, we
yeah.
love it. Listen, you don't have a face for radio, so
Really?
you can spend as
Thank
much
you.
time as you want. Let's see what South Africa wants to know from you.
Absolutely, Jeannie. Now, we've asked you on social media if you've got any questions for DJ Speedster. And DJ, we've got one here from Kinilwe who says, what age did you realize that you've got a talent for DJing, and when did you start DJing?
I started DJing grade 10, so I was 16. And I probably realized that I had a talent for it after the first festival, I guess. Because it's quite tough having to play for a festival. So I guess the first festival that I played at where people were going up and down, I was like, oh,
What
okay.
festival was it?
It was probably the Drake concert in 2011. Yeah, that was my
Starting
first.
small, hey?
Yeah, that was my first big gig. So yeah, that's when it started. Yeah.
I mean, speaking about Drake and international artists, Kabelo here says, which international artist would you love to work with?
Definitely Drake. Drake Kabelo. I'd definitely love to work with Drake. Please call him. Please tweet him. Let him know I'd love to.
Let him know I'm also single and I'm down for that too.
This is not the content we signed up for. Now, Mlindos has one last question for you and says, as a DJ and producer, do you pay your artists for features, or is there agreement between the two parties? Hashtag after
I personally don't like paying for features. I actually had a bit of argument this afternoon on Twitter with someone who wanted me to pay them for the feature, and I was like, I don't see value in that because I believe in making music through energies. Music must be organic, it must be fun, you know. So maybe I was also wrong for asking for a feature with someone I don't know, because normally I do music with people that I do know. So no, I don't believe in paying for it.
I sing really well in the shower if you ever want it.
Really? Okay,
A
cool.
paid feature, though.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely. Securing the bag, of course, with talent, passion, and authenticity. That is DJ Speedsta. Now, after the break, we meet actress Nozi Langa. See you then.
Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, isn't your passport just crying to be stamped? But now you can widen your world and book your next trip with Turkish Airlines now. Ask for the Turkish Airlines stopover and purposefully book a 20-hour layover in Istanbul. Ask your travel agent or Turkish Airlines agent about these incredible specials that allow you to experience 2 destinations for the price of 1. It includes 2 nights free accommodation at a 5-star hotel for business class and 1 night free accommodation for economy class travelers, including breakfast. All hotels located in or close to the major attractions of Istanbul. Turkish Airlines, widen your world. T's and C's apply.
The Algae Neo Chef combines several sophisticated technologies to make your cooking experience not only faster, but more enjoyable. But we know that when it does come to cooking, hygiene plays a very important role. When we're cooking out or heating, chances are that from bolognese to sticky chicken and all of our favorite dishes, the microwave can get messy. But not with this bad boy. Antibacterial Easy Clean technology prevents oil from spilling from meals while they're being heated and also makes it twice as easy to clean your Algae Neo Chef. If that's not enough, a stable turntable also means that the Neo Chef keeps your dishes steady and stable, making life more convenient.
Welcome back. So the dazzling television actress Nozi Langa has gained mass acclaim for her role as Glenda on SABC1's hit show Skeem Saam. She joins us now in studio to chat about her journey and, of course, her grassroots initiative called #Open Discussions, an initiative that helps students deal with their emotional and mental issues. Have a look at a little snippet of the budding actress in action.
Glenda, they're too expensive. Nothing says it's over like someone giving back a gift. Keep them.
Oh, what a great scene. So if you've got any questions for Nozi, please do connect with us online. And remember to use the hashtag Afternoon Express in your comments. Welcome to the show.
Thank you
We've
so
finally
much.
gotten you here.
Finally.
That is literally the cutest outfit I've seen.
Thank you.
You're naughty.
Thank you.
So, I mean, Skim Sam, I mean, that definitely, was that the role to like rocket you into?
That was like my first and very big role. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Glenda.
Okay, so Glenda is a young woman who's in school. She's doing her second year now, and no, her third year, my bad. And she's really just like figuring it out. She's a young girl. She's starting to learn about business and like, you know, how to make money on the side. And then, of course, she's got this relationship with this guy. But now, of course, like they've had their problems because it was a three-way type of thing. Triangle situation.
I need to watch more Skim Sam. It
You
sounds
really do,
quite
because
dramatic.
it's quite
Scandalous.
entertaining, yeah. But unfortunately, then they had a fight, and then he leaves her. But she's sort of trying to figure it out now and find herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you found yourself? Are you at a place in your life where you feel like you've got all of your ducks in a row?
No,
Not
I'm
just
not.
squirrels running around.
No. I feel a lot of the times I've got squirrels running around.
Yeah.
But I sort of have to sort of center myself and bring it all back and say, okay, what's the direction? What are we doing here? You know, and sort of just figure it out one day at a time, you know?
Because you definitely do come across as someone who's just, you know where you're going, you've planned your trajectory,
Wow.
and you seem like you've got it all together. But I
Not at
suppose that was from your upbringing. I heard that you had the kind of family where communication was very focused on and everyone was very close. Tell us a little bit about that.
Very supportive upbringing. My mom was late, so I was raised by my father and my three sisters. Two sisters, I'm the third, two older sisters. So they've always played like the motherly, you know, role for me, and which was beautiful. I had a lot of support growing up. Even getting into the arts, my father, like, he totally understood that this is what I wanted to do, and he was super supportive of it. Like, it's not a lot of black parents that understand the dream, you know, and understand how you're going to, you know, make money from it and live off of it, you know what I mean? So I think, my sisters really played a big role, as well as my father. You
were
know?
quoted as saying once that you went in and you studied at Wits and you went very into studying the arts because you felt like sometimes talent wasn't enough. What did you mean by that?
Talent, I don't think talent is enough.
Yeah.
Talent can get you as far as a certain place, but of course for consistency, you need to sort of have a little bit more than that to back you up. You know, you need the skills to sort of be on set and know what to do if something goes wrong. You know, you need to be versatile as well and be consistent within what you're doing. So I think it's very important to back it up with some sort of education. It can be a certificate of some sort, but whatever it is, I think it'll go a long way. You know?
A little bit later on the show, we're going to be discussing how women can make smarter money decisions. And I feel like you are totally on course with that. I want to know a little bit more about your open discussions.
Okay, so Open Discussion is an initiative that I started on my own with my PR about where we go to schools, right? High schools, and talk to young people, grade 10, 11, and 12, about the importance of being emotionally aware of where you're at. And so the importance of mental and emotional intelligence. For me, it's always been a very important thing because I grew up being told that you need to speak up for yourself when it comes to being, being emotional. You need to know where you stand. You need to be able to protect yourself.
Comfortable with your emotions.
Exactly. You know, you need to be able to protect yourself against everybody else's thoughts and about you. You know, because otherwise society then creates this person that you now must become, and it's not supposed to be like that. You need to be able to stand up for yourself. So we speak to the kids about that, and then obviously Nozi Langa goes, and I think they see a little bit more of Glenda than Nozi there, so they don't really take in much, but I was surprised to see with the two schools that we went to, they took in quite a bit. And I gave them the challenge to write a one-page letter about what motivates you outside of, what motivates you, but take into consideration your circumstances, right? And emotionally, where do you stand? Take that into consideration. And the kids wrote the letters and I read them. And
and we got 4 kids that got to come to Plush Lash and Beauty Bar, which is a spa that I'm a co-owner of in Centurion. And they got some services done there. They got some back and neck massages, and they got some nails done, right? Which was exciting. But we also had a lot of sponsors there, so that was really cool that we were able to be sponsored like
But I love how that you're so business savvy as well. When I heard that you also owned your Plush Lush Beauty Bar, I was looking, sitting, well, do I have to sit on my hands? No, look, I'm always manicured.
Yes, nice girl.
Sometimes. No, I very rarely have a day that it's because, it's easy to sometimes pick, but I'm going to come to you instead.
Please do come to me, because I think grooming is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It does something for your confidence, and that's the same thing that I was saying to the boys. It's not just for the girls. The massages and the nails, it's not just for the girls, it was for the boys as well. So grooming is a very important thing, and we need to be open to that. And I have to say thank you to all my sponsors. I had Visa Rides,
But I just wanted to let you know that I think it's so beautiful how you are giving these girls the conversation to give them their confidence, I suppose, and then giving them a little treat at the end just to show them that self-care is so important. But I'm going to quickly stop you there because we're going to take some social media questions and see exactly what South Africa wants to know from our lovely Nozi.
Absolutely, Jeannie. That makes 2 of us. Now, we've asked you on our socials if you've got any questions for Nozi, and we've got Olani here who commented and asked, you are a beautiful woman and businesswoman. It must be difficult to reinvent yourself all the time, and you must feel the pressure of constantly having to get bigger and better. How do you all the things and not lose yourself? Hashtag Afternoon Express.
Well, I think I don't feel the pressure of constantly having to reinvent myself, because I tell myself I need to do things one day at a time. I think that's when you sort of get new ideas of how to reinvent yourself, or things fall into place and you realize that I never imagined that I'd be here, but sometimes the universe just sort of does the work for you. And I think you just need to one step at a time, and you sort of figure it out. There's not always a plan, and that's okay.
Yeah, good answer.
Absolutely.
We have another question.
Nozi, you're a role model to so many young girls out there, and Depo wants to know from you, who is your role model and why? Hashtag Afternoon Express.
Role model, my goodness. It must have been my mother. She's late, but she was a very big, she still stands as a role model to me, only because she really protected us and really raised us as good women. She really sort of helped us get a direction,
How old were you when she passed?
I was in grade 9.
Oh, I'm so sorry, that's hard.
Yeah, but even having been in grade 9, I think I sort of still take a lot of her teachings with me, because she sort of pushed us to, sort of think in a certain way, do things in a certain way, approach situations in certain ways, and I appreciate that.
Maybe she can see you now, and I think she'd be very proud of you.
Definitely can. And that's cool.
Oh,
I'm
that's
fine with that.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful indeed. Now we prepare nutritious tuna fish balls and zoodles with Chef Pumla after the break. Stay right there.
Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. I'm in a mood that I can just get on a plane and go. Now you can widen your world and book your next trip with Turkish Airlines now. Enjoy a free professional guided tour of Istanbul, which includes the Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia, Topkapi Palace and more. Half-day and full-day tours includes breakfast upon arrival and a 3-course lunch meal. Ask for the Turkish Airlines free city tour and purposefully book a layover between 6 to 24 hours to qualify. And enjoy the newest addition to the tour schedule, the Bosphorus Cruise, until the 31st of October. Or why not enter the Istanbul-themed photo competition while on tour on Instagram and then stand a chance to win 2 Turkish Airlines flight tickets. Turkish Airlines, widen your world. T's and C's apply. Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
What could be better than a good, hearty and nutritious midweek meal? Our Clover Fresh Milk Tuna Fish Balls and Zoodles will give you all the goodness in one tasty dish. SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 to get the recipe sent to your device. SMSs cost R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. Chef Phumla, it's so good to have you back in the loft.
Well, it's great to be back.
We missed you and you're coming back with a bang. Show us what goes into making these delicious tuna fish balls.
So we're going healthy. Now we're approaching spring, so we want to chase after that beach body.
Absolutely,
so
I'm definitely
in
one
here,
of those.
we're going to put our tuna fish. We're using the chunky one, or solid, as it is also known.
Okay.
Then we've got spring onions, all of that, because we love the freshness.
We do.
So this is for binding later. These are eggs.
So you get the eggs just to shape the balls, okay?
Flour. It's also gonna act as a binding agent as well.
Good, good.
Then we have herbs, because we're keeping things fresh.
We are keeping things fresh. Chef Phumla, I'm assuming that we can add whichever protein or kind of keep it vegetarian if we want to keep it vegetarian in this dish.
Oh, precisely. You can make the recipe your own.
Okay, fantastic.
And you can swap also, the fresh herbs. So, and then...
The last 2 ingredients, I just want to make sure, is that lemon zest.
So we had lemon zest, so a bit of zinc, and some chilies for a bit of kick.
I love that kick, I love that zinc, and if you would love to try this at home, SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 to get the recipe to these delicious tuna fish balls and zoodles.
And now we mix everything.
Okay.
It doesn't take time really to come together. So from here, we're going to place this in the fridge to solidify a bit so that it's easy to roll before frying.
Okay, fantastic. And then once that has come together and straight out of the fridge, it looks like this.
Looks like that.
Okay,
you
so
can see they're nice and solid.
Absolutely.
So from here, we're going to drop them in oil. So we have oil here that's been heating. So you want to brown them until they are nice and even.
Okay.
So this is a nice way of packing on omega-3 really with the tuna. So we're going to leave them for a while until they're nicely golden brown. Then we move into our sauce. So in here, we've got onions and we have garlic. So just watch it because you don't want it to burn.
Absolutely. And I can see that your onions have browned quite nicely and evenly all over. So they're ready for action.
Yes, action. And then we've got butter. Then you've got an equal amount of flour.
Okay.
So you sprinkle that over, working quickly.
Help you. Oh, and then the hero of the dish, that fresh clover milk coming through.
Yes.
How much of this do we need for this ingredient?
So what you want to do, you want to add it in batches, not everything at once.
Okay.
So the clover fresh milk is going to bring that nice, comforting feeling and that silky texture into our sauce.
Oh, looking really, really good. It
put a
seems
little
like our
bit more.
fish balls are well on their way to browning all the way through. So once we're done here in the stove, we can move on to the
Yeah, they are
zucchini.
slightly browning. So once the sauce is done, nice and thick, you will put maybe just add a sprinkle of salt and pepper.
Okay. For
And
flavor.
to that, we're going to add our zoodles. So zoodles are nothing else other than just baby marrow spaghetti, really.
So we're saying goodbye to carbs, we're saying goodbye to the conventional noodles, of course, and we're taking it all the way vegetarian here today.
Just watch, you don't want to overcook them.
How long do you think is the perfect time for baby
minute.
Maris.
Just a minute and it's done and we're ready for plating.
Love that. Moving on to the gorgeous plating. Oh, this comes together so well, Chef Pumla.
There you go. So you don't only have a nice sauce there, it's packed with nutrients, really. So the Clover Fresh milk adds, you know, the essential vitamins in there. You've got your protein, your B12, and you've got calcium in there.
Absolutely.
So to
I'm going to
plate-
start dishing up. I'm feeling rather hungry today, so I'm going to
So we do a big portion.
A hearty, good, nutritious portion of this meal. Stunning, Chef
So you
Pumla.
stack that up, you're thinking, you know, your spaghetti bolognese kind of feel?
Yes.
That's exactly what you have. And then we can use this to plate our fishball cakes.
Stunning. I'm going to put the last garnishing on top here.
Maybe a squeeze of lemon, a lemon wedge on the side.
Ugh.
Yes, if you want to add more.
There we go. This seems delicious, seems nutritious, and very, very simple and easy to make. Remember to SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 to get this recipe. Here's a little reminder in case you missed any of the steps.
Made with love by Clover.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover. It's All Things Tropica, Island of Treasure, Season 9 after the break, as we check out more entries. Plus, we chat to author and financial advisor Sylvia Walker.
Express yourself.
Hi, my name is Kesabia and I pretend to be other people for a living. Come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure Carousel. I'm in Aquarius, I love water. I'm excited to be there. I love the ocean, so I'm super stoked. Apparently there's gonna be a lot of bathing costumes and bathing suits and activities and Tropica. I actually stayed in an island for 3 months and that was super dope. So I'm super stoked to be going to another island. What I'm looking for in the perfect partner is someone who compliments me in every sense of the word. I need someone who's level-headed, patient, witty, strong, physical. Are you the one? To join me on the island, all you have to do is buy a bottle of Tropica, follow the entry details, upload a video of yourself telling me why you'd be my ideal partner. Upload it on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Hashtag TIOT9. And you could join me in paradise and find smooth fame and fortune.
on the next brand ambassador.
Does Durban have what it takes in order to stand out from the crowd?
Too many people want to insert their spices into the biryani.
No one is listening to me, so I decided to walk out.
By this stage is the Wild West.
What is going on?
My heart literally sunk.
That's not what we agreed upon.
He doesn't belong here.
Ooh, the clothes are coming out.
That's the next brand ambassador, Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3. Proudly brought to you by Capitec.
Oh, welcome back to Afternoon Express. We are having such a glorious day, so I really hope you are having a one too. So are you a puzzle solver, a champion swimmer, a gym bunny, or a people's person? Well, you might just be that Tropica fan that Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao is currently looking for.
Absolutely. Now, entries for the Tropica Island of Treasure Season 9 have been open for 3 weeks now, and we've been getting a lot of great auditions via all platforms.
Now, the following video was submitted by Michelle Perkins on Instagram, and she is taking a chance by putting herself out there to see if she might be one of those 6 Tropica fans to make it to Curacao.
What's smoother than a Tropica? Me. My name is Michelle Perkins, and I'm right here in the mother city, Cape Town. I'm a fun and energetic person who loves to smile, loves to exercise, loves to engage with people. And I've got a lot of big dreams. What would I do with the money, you may ask? I have no idea, because I don't have it. If I had 500,000 Rand in my account, I would probably go to Dubai and do a lot of shopping. Or I might invest some money, pay some debts. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I hope you vote for me.
Oh, how beautiful is Michelle? Michelle,
she's so beautiful.
You're definitely making it onto my favorite entries list. I just love her confidence and the way that she represents herself. You know, it's clear that she knows what she wants.
And also, that's a very good answer, because I think if I had to win $500,000 Rand, it would find itself out as quickly as it came in. I absolutely adore her. Ms. Perkins, you were born for TV, girl.
Absolutely. Now, if you think you've got what it takes, if you are willing to put yourself out there for a chance to win smooth fame and fortune, record a video of yourself describing how you would outsmooth your competition on the island. Load your video onto Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook with the hashtag TIOT9, or visit tropica.co.za. Fill in the entry form and submit your video, and it could be you winning smooth fame and fortune this season of Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao. T's and C's apply. More information can be found on tropica.co.za.
This is Season 9 of Tropica Island of Treasure. Welcome to Curacao in the Caribbean.
Buy Tropica and come find your smooth fame and fortune. Audition online now to compete with your favorite celeb,
and you could join us in paradise
and stand a chance to win your share of a smooth 1 million Rand. Grab a Tropica for details and see you in paradise.
The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win hundreds of thousands of prizes. Tropica, nothing smoother.
Now, according to various surveys, financial independence for women is not a luxury, but a necessity. Instead of being intimidated by managing money, women should feel empowered to take control of their finances. It has been discovered that women live longer than men by at least 5 years. And a study done by PwC shows that South African women are consistently paid less than their male counterparts. Thank goodness there isn't a male presenter on the show. I would have kicked him right about now. Now, coupled with this is the fact that women delay long-term savings, which is a recipe for financial disaster. So we have author and financial advisor Sylvia Walker in studio to share some tips on how women can better manage their money. And of course, if you would like to ask Sylvia any questions, please do connect with us on social media using the hashtag Afternoon Express. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Wow, boy, do we need to have this chat. So as you heard us saying earlier, that I think the minute we have money coming in, it burns its way out and then finds its way out. Where are women making mistakes with regards to money compared to the mistakes that men are making in investments and savings?
I think for most people, money is quite a fearful area.
Yeah.
So people have got this anxiety and this angst often around money. But where women, the issue with women often is that they're so busy taking care of other people.
Yeah.
And they do earn less, we know that, you know, sort of on average. And they often got children, they've got other people to support. And interesting too, we see that in the average household where a husband and a wife are both working and earning money, if you ask people, what do you spend your money on? You'll find the woman is spending her money on, the daycare, the groceries, that kind of thing. And he spends his money on the policies and the assets. So women have a tendency to use their money to the betterment of other people.
Yeah.
And that's where they sell themselves short when it comes to actually looking after their own security.
Listen, nowadays it's so stressful because women are, I mean, people are living longer in general. A man definitely isn't a financial plan. Yes. But also, like, people, is retirement something that people can still aim to do? Give us some tips on how a woman can be better with money.
So you talk about retirement. I mean, it's interesting. Women do outlive men, so they should be saving more towards retirement.
Yeah.
But in fact, we know from research that women save less, and they start later. So that's just one area where women need to actually be saving a lot more than what men should be saving. It's really about, for me, balance between today and tomorrow. And this is where we often fall short. We live for today. We spend it all today.
YOLO.
Yeah. And tomorrow will take care of itself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you get the other extreme where some people are totally frugal and they put every cent away because they live in fear of running out.
Yeah.
That's also not healthy. So it's about that balance. You need to use your money today for a lifestyle. Obviously, we work, we deserve a good lifestyle. Yeah. You must enjoy your life. But you also need to be able to make provision for tomorrow.
Yeah. How old should you be when you start saving? And do you save or do you invest?
So how old should you be? From your very first paycheck. I use the word check. People don't get checks, but from your first salary, absolutely. And if you haven't started from your first salary, start tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow is better than next month or next year. So that's the first thing. The second thing around saving and investing. So saving is generally a short-term thing. Yeah. You'd put your money in a bank account, and it's it's fairly liquid, and you maybe want to access it for a year or 2 years' time. Investing is a longer-term view. You'll take more risk, but it's got a longer-term growth potential. So that's really the difference.
What is the best kind of investment a woman can make nowadays? Like, is property still a good idea, or those money market accounts? Like, where does one even start by considering investments?
Yeah, it's an absolute minefield.
Yeah.
So the very basic, everybody should have an emergency fund.
Okay.
And that's a savings account that you open, you put money aside, and that is really in case something goes wrong. Because the other side of the coin is the whole area of debt, which we're not really touching on. But if you haven't got that emergency fund, if the fridge packs up or your car battery, conks in, you need to then have money and you're going to go into debt. So an emergency fund in a bank account, and then longer term, there's a whole range of options available. And I don't believe in a one-size-fits-all. There's a lot of stuff often out there on social media. Invest in this, you'll be rich. It's the get rich quick kind of story.
I know, but you can't get rich quick, unfortunately.
No,
I've tried.
Can't. No, it's just overwhelming. So it's really about people finding the right kind of investment that suits them.
Yeah, I think this is such a fascinating conversation, because it is such an uncomfortable conversation for women to have. But what's the best financial advice you've ever received that you could share with us?
I think it's just about take it from my own life situation. Life is tough. Life is a challenge. Life's full of ups and downs, and it's a gamble. Life is a gamble. We never know what's coming around when we turn the next corner. Make sure that you have a financial base, a solid financial base, because if your money is okay, you can cope with anything in life. So that's really what it's about for me.
It's true. And I remember always, whenever I have money conversations, I always remember my dad saying one thing: cash is king. If you cannot afford to pay for it in cash, do not buy it on credit, because credit just keeps on, you never get out of it once you get into that circle.
No, absolutely. And of course, they always tell you, every 2-3 years you must drive a new car, you must have all the trappings. So, I mean, I could spend an hour talking about that alone. The other tip really is around paying yourself first. And when you do your budget and you pay everybody else, I always say to people, on payday, all the creditors are lining up. They're waiting for their share of your money. Put yourself at the top of the list and even if it's 50 Rand a month, get into the habit of paying yourself first. Because if you wait until you've paid everybody else, there'll be nothing left for you.
Okay. Thank you so much for this incredible book, Smart Woman: How to Gain Financial Independence and Create Wealth. I mean, you speak my language, lady. This is amazing, and it's definitely a book that every single independent woman needs to be reading nowadays. So thank you so much for this. It is absolutely amazing. All right, let's see what South Africa wants to know about making moolah.
Absolutely, Jeannie. We've got so many independent women here. They've got questions for Sylvia. Candy Bronwyn has asked, Afternoon Express, any advice on how to save, especially for single mothers out there, in today's world where more and more women are forced to take care of their kids, education and other expenses without the help of a father?
It's a
Wow,
very
good
tough one.
question.
It's very tough that, you know, the single mother is probably the one in the most difficult position because there is no support. So what I would say to her is, you know, yes, there are a lot of women in that position and it's really tough. Secondly, you need to do your budget. You need to know where your money is going on a monthly basis and you need to pay yourself first, as I've just said. Start small. Even if it's 50 Rand a month, start putting money away for that emergency fund. And if you don't need to use that money, it can actually snowball into something bigger. When you get a bonus, if you're lucky to get a 13th check or any kind of windfall, put some of that money away. You were talking earlier about the 500,000 Rand, put some of it away. It's as simple as it is.
Yeah, Tropica Island of Treasure winner. Save it. Don't spend it. You don't need new shoes.
Not now.
We always need new shoes. No, I'm just kidding. Nomonda Ndlovu here says, Happy Women's Month, Sylvia. I'm a 19-year-old woman and I'm about to start working. I would like to know how I can identify a bank that is suitable for me.
Okay, so choosing a bank account, you choose it for one of two reasons. You might want a bank account for a transactional purpose, so for, you know, for your money in, money out on a daily kind of basis, or for a savings account. If you want it for a transactional account, get the cheapest bank account. It's as simple as it is. There's lots of bells and whistles. I worked in the marketing industry for many years, so there's a lot of stuff that gets added that you don't need. Google, shop around, get the cheapest bank account. If it's for savings purposes, get the one that pays the best interest. It's as simple as it is. I believe in sticking to the knitting. Get what you need for the purpose you need it for. And don't be sort of guided or misled by all the bells and whistles out there.
I fall into those traps. I love bells and whistles. It's a problem.
Well, you heard it here first from Sylvia. Let's stick to the knitting. Now we continue our chat with our incredible guests after the break.
My name is Nadia Jafta. I am a South African influencer / entertainer, and you probably best know me for my videos on YouTube and Instagram. To join me on the island, all you have to do is buy a Tropica, follow the entry details on the bottle, take a video of yourself telling me why you would be my ideal partner, and upload it onto all social media platforms with the hashtag TIOT9. Join me in paradise and come find your smooth fame and fortune.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express on this hump day. Now we're back with actress Nozilanga, DJ Speedster, and author Sylvia Walker. Now, DJ Speedster, I know you've always said that when it comes to spending money, just continuing the conversation from before the break with Sylvia, that you really do believe in investing and buying property and kind of making more. And what we see a lot of the time, especially in the music industry, people are out here spending on the cars, on the clothes, the combos always are communicating. Popping bottles. So why was it so important for you to take the clever route when it comes to money?
Only because, like, the line of work I do, I don't constantly get, like, a lot of money, or the money that I do get is not, like, constant, you know. I could get 5 rand one month, the next month I don't get anything, the other month I get 10 rand, you know what I mean? So it's just about managing it and having the discipline to know that, like, money might not come the other month, you know. So yeah,
I love that we're having financial conversations, because normally, like, I find money conversations so uncomfortable to have, but I think it's important that we learn how to talk about money, because then it makes it more comfortable to work with it. What was the best financial advice you've ever been given?
Well, I think the thing is, the industry is the same for, I think, the music industry, the art industry. It's the same thing, that when it comes to money, the money doesn't always come. So it's always been that you need to save your money and use it as wisely as you possibly can. So every time when you get your money, whatever month it is, put it away and use it for absolutely what you need to use it for. You know, you can't be spending, like, there's no consistency.
It's so hard.
That's
you need
the
to be
problem.
so disciplined to be in the entertainment industry.
Yeah. I mean, Sylvia, we've got 2 individuals here who are in the entertainment industry, but there are so many freelancers out there who also get money in drips and drabs. What is the best advice that you have for them? How can they make the little that they get or the lot that they get go further?
And so especially to create wealth.
Yeah.
Well, the gig economy is massive. I mean, it's just a huge burgeoning sector, and many people have 3 or 4 sources of income, and it's sporadic, as you've said. So the thing is, you need to have a budget, and you need to know this is what my expenses are every month, so that if you suddenly have a great month and you have a lot of money, it sits in a bank account because you're only going to spend this. And again, as part of your budget, you put in there, paying yourself first, start an investment plan. It's one of your expenses that go out of your budget every month. But it's the discipline, as you've said. It's not, if it's coming in and it's a fantastic month, it's not about now I can go and blow it. I need to keep for the lean months. Yeah.
Oh, I suck at budgeting, Jeannie. I don't know about you.
But you know what? If you say the word budget, it almost comes out of your mouth like a swear word. It spits out like budget. Honestly. It's true.
I just break out in such incredible sweats when I think about budgeting. But it is truly, truly important, especially if you're new to the working world. A lot of people are about to graduate, being the end of the year, and they're going to be catapulted into this space where they need to be clever.
I want to know what motivated you to write this book.
I've been working in the industry a very long time, and it actually took me about 10 years. I started writing it many years ago, and I wrote a number of other books, and then I started on this one eventually. So, and then when I started, I actually started from scratch.
Really?
So I have a passion to actually empower women. I've got male clients as well, because money knows no gender, but I have a passion to empower women, because I think often women shoot themselves in the foot simply by the financial decisions that they make.
Money knows no gender until men start getting paid more.
I'm
here. Oh, he's here too. I'm joking.
Okay. We are reaching the end of Women's Month, of course. So I think this is such an incredible topic to have and kind of create the conversation, and we've been doing so online, and we've asked you at the beginning of the show, what is your relationship with money like? And we've got Snacks here who says extremely poor, but I will be in good shape soon. That's a promise that I've made to myself. I think that is really, really important, very touching, and also live your truth. We've also got Ntsepo who says very, very poor, agreeing of course with the first comment. What amazes me is that I receive a certificate in financial management in grade 12, and I blow money real quick. I have to restructure my money handling skills a lot better. I agree. Do you have any advice for Ntsepo?
It's about discipline at the end of the day. So you can have 20 pieces of paper that say you've done 20 courses. You can read 20 books. But if you're not going to implement, they always say knowledge is power, but without action, it means very little. So he's got to have discipline. That's as simple as it is.
Absolutely. It goes back to what Nozi was saying in terms of creating and in talent. That talent can get you in the door, but your knowledge keeps you in that room. What advice do you have, Nozi, for all the people watching, whether they want to go into acting, DJing, or of course having a background in finance?
I think you are capable of anything that you put your mind to. You just need to put in the effort and the knowledge. So I always, when I do this thing where I motivate young school kids and speak to them, I always tell them that you need to, all the resources that you have around you, use them in a way that they will empower you. And not so much just because they are there, you must misuse them. Use them in a way that you can get so much knowledge from them so that that pushes you further than just the talent that you have.
Absolutely beautiful. We've got one more comment here from Ulelo Smia, who says, I'm actually very stingy, but I don't regret being broke after helping my family. Hashtag Afternoon Express. That is something that we see a lot, especially in the African culture. They call it black tax. I don't know, Speedster, if you've ever experienced black tax.
Yeah,
you have
I
to
go
kind
to
of
black tax all the time.
Please explain it to me.
It's one of those things because you find that majority of your family members actually don't have anything, you know. So when you go say hi to them, when you go see them, whatever, you make sure you have a couple of odd, you know, 1,000 rands in your pocket so you can distribute 100 rands, you know. And it's just a thing of just saying thank you for bringing me up, thank you for taking me through school.
Is it expected?
To the people that do expect it, it's wrong. It is expected from some people, but it's not a right thing. It's wrong for an uncle to do that, but it is normally that uncle that, you know, that there's
You've got a beautiful heart for doing it. I think it's only fair in some scenarios.
Absolutely. I think we need to lessen the pressure, especially on the African child, and allow them to pave the way for themselves, build that foundation, which is so, so important, and then grow and thank you after they've invested. Absolutely. Thank you so much to you guys for coming through and, of course, sharing such knowledge on this platform. I'm sure everyone at home definitely resonates with each and every story and each and every message.
Thank you so much, Sylvia, for writing this amazing book. Everybody really, really should read it. And for details on how you can purchase one, it'll be on our website, Afternoon Express. Thank you so much for being here today. All of our amazing guests. It was a sensational show, and I feel like we've all definitely learned something. Thank you at home for joining us. It's definitely been a wonderful afternoon. We'll be back again tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Same time, same place. What's happening tomorrow?
Listen, we have got a jam-packed show on tomorrow. We meet SA's top influencer, Mihlali Ndamase. I love her. She's just been named as one of Instagram's richest. So there's a lot to learn from Mihlali.
Oh, I'm gonna learn a few tips from her as well.
Talking about money.
Good night and God bless.
Mwah.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.